Hello and welcome to another video. Okay, you saw the title of this video. It is titled, Who Am I? Alright, this is a video about myself. Okay, I'm a guy who has been to 12 countries in the world. And I can name them all: Mexico, Canada, the United Kingdom or the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Belgium, Belgique, Norway, Germany, Deutschland, France, République Française, Italy, Greece, Cyprus, Turkey, and China, or the People's Republic of China. I traveled the world. I went to different countries and experienced different cultures. And I have a part one and a part two of a cruise that I went on with my mom and my dad and my sister back in 2023. It was the Mediterranean cruise. Yeah, I was on a cruise ship with my parents and my sister and a lot of people. I was on a ship, a Royal Caribbean cruise ship that sailed from Italy to Turkey, Greece, and Cyprus in the Mediterranean Sea. And on that cruise, I was not that far from the war between Israel and Hamas. And originally on this cruise ship was going to set sail to Israel. But due to that war between Israel and Hamas, the cruise ship just sailed just back and forth from Turkey to Greece, Turkey to Greece, Turkey to Greece. Yeah, from Turkey to Greece, Turkey to Greece, Turkey to Greece, Turkey to Greece, then to Cyprus. And that's about it. So I wasn't disappointed that I couldn't go to Israel. And by the way, it wasn't my idea to go on that cruise. It was my mom and dad's and my sister's idea because those three are super religious. They were super, super religious. Yeah. And they're hardcore religious fanatics. And I was on a tour bus in Turkey with a bunch of religious fanatics. And everybody on that bus was from America, not from Canada. There were some Canadians on the cruise ship, but in countries like Canada, people keep religion as a private matter. They don't talk about it openly like Americans here in the United States do. Well, anyway, I've been to 12 countries. I don't take sides. And I don't. I'm not conservative. I'm not liberal. I'm not a feminist. I'm not MGTOW. I'm not a simp. I'm not a white knight. I'm not a Captain Save-A-Ho. And when it comes to respecting people, the only way you're going to get respect out of me, I got to judge you for who you are on the inside, not what you look like on the outside. I don't care about your race. I don't care if you're a person with an Adam's apple, a penis, and a scrotum sac with testes in it, and testosterone surging through your body. And I don't care if you have ovaries, breasts, a vagina, and estrogen surging through your body. I don't care if you have any of these things. I don't care about your race. All I care about is what kind of person you are on the inside. And that brings me down to some certain people who came to some videos that I posted on this channel. Some videos about American women. And it was two of them, two videos. I posted the second one and it got a lot of views. Then I decided to do a follow-up, a part 2 of that. And on the part 2 of that, I was called a misogynist and I was objectifying women. Therefore, I was saying that women should embrace their femininity, embrace their feminine traits, and I was called a misogynist. And also in another video, I was called a misogynist in that video. On the on the 6th episode of Nightcap about America's mass shooting problem. Somebody went on and called me somebody went in the comment sections and called me a misogynist. And also in the previous video, I'm going back to the previous video, I was called a misogynist. I was objectifying women on the things that I was saying. When I bashed two women I was bashing two women on that video. One was accusing a black man of stealing her son's phone, and when her son found the phone, instead of her apologizing to the man, she told the man to go fuck himself. And I came down on her. And on the second woman, who accused a teenage black boy of stealing her phone, I came down on her. And all of that, I was called a misogynist by some idiot in the comments. I know that men of the current generation, millennials or Gen Z or Generation Z, I don't know. I know these men are standing up for women in America. American millennial men and American Gen Z men or American Gen Z men. I know these men are coming down on me in the comments and call me a misogynist and I'm objectifying women. And I see this blind simp, white knight, Captain Save-A-Ho, Mighty Mouse, Superman mentality coming from these men. And I look at this, it's just basically blind justice. So basically these men are going to defend women in America regardless if they're good or bad. And some of them brought up race, saying that, white women act rudy and bad, and black women act good, and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go around and kiss the ass of a certain race of women, because as I look at it, it doesn't matter what race the woman is from. She can be rude, bitter, or she can be gentle, nice, and kind. It just depends on how she is on the inside. Not how she acts, not based on what she looks like on the outside. And I guess I'm wrong for just bashing American women regardless of their race. But I'm not going to say that all American women are bad. There's some good American women out there, and there's some bad American women out there. And like I said before, when it comes to good American women, they are rare, hard to find, and they are taken. So there's less of them and more of these bad women here in the US. And that's reality, and that's something that these blue pill white knight Captain Save-A-Ho millennial men and Generation Z men here in the US don't see. That's just something that they just don't see. I hope I'm making some sense on this. Anyway, let me clear my throat. Got a lot of phlegm in my throat. Okay, anyway. I'm not going to be like these men and just defend a woman regardless if she's good or bad. And it's like this. If the woman is bad, I'm not going to defend her and I'm not going to respect her. But if she's a good woman and she's decent, then I'm going to respect her and I'm going to defend her. Same thing with a man. If a man is good and decent, I'm going to defend him and I'm going to respect him. But if he's a piece of crap and he's no good, I'm not going to defend him. I'm not going to give him any respect. And I do not respect men like Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, P. Diddy, and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, the brother of King Charles III, the King of the Commonwealth, the King of England. Yeah, I don't respect these men. And I don't. They're garbage. They're trash. And also I don't respect blue pill simp white knight Captain Save-A-Ho men who blindly respects American women regardless if they're good or bad, and come down on me and call me a misogynist and say that I'm objectifying women. And also I don't like Andrew Tate. I don't like him. He's a piece of garbage. And I don't like Greta Thunberg, the Swedish climate change activist. Now, I respect what she's doing as a Swedish climate change activist. I respect her, but I don't respect her attitude and how she carries herself and how she treats people. I don't respect her at all. I don't respect her on that, but I respect her as a climate change activist because, I care about the environment. I like nature. I like trees. I like wildlife. Yeah, nature. Yeah, I like all of that. Plants. Everything. That's planet Earth. And I respect Greta Thunberg because she sounded the alarm along with climate change activists. They're all sounding the alarm on the climate crisis, climate change. Yeah, the heat dome or the heat problem that's going on in Europe, also here in the US. Yeah, temperatures are soaring. It's soaring to 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. That's 90 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. To all of you who don't know that much about metric. Yeah, 40 degrees Celsius in metric is basically 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah. And going back to who I am, I respect people regardless if they are a man or a woman. I don't care if they're a man or a woman. I respect them. I judge them for who they are on the inside. And if they're good people, I'm going to respect them. I'm going to show them love. if they're respectful, decent human beings that know right from wrong and treat people the right way. And and I notice I've been treating people good as of late, um off the camera when I'm not doing videos. Um I noticed when I was talking to someone, um I was talking nonstop and I wouldn't let them talk, and I kept interrupting them, and that's bad on me. And I look at of what I'm doing when I socialize with people. I know if I keep doing that, I'm going to turn a lot of people off, and plus I'm not going to meet that special woman. So it's a bad habit that I got to shake because I've been stuck here in Texas. I live in Texas. It's very fast paced here, aggressive driving. Yeah, the fast pace, rush, 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 boom, 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 get things done. Don't mess around. Just rush through things and get things done quickly. And and all of that, it leaves little room to meet people and talk to people and get to know them and know their name and form friendships, because it just rush, 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 boom, 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 quickly, 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 quickly. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. And here in Texas, I know that I can't grow as a person. I can't experience personal growth and become a better person in Texas because of the environment here. I can only do that in US states that have a slower pace and a laid back vibe, and also in countries that have that as well. But I'm not going to say that other US states are better than Texas. They have problems as well. And they don't walk around with their heads up their asses like people in Texas do. But I know, and also there's a woman who subs to this channel who's from Tennessee, Creation with Jennifer. I mean, she's from Tennessee, and yeah, and she will say some things about Tennessee that's true, and she's not going to sugarcoat it, and she's not going to run around with her head up her ass. Comparing Creation with Jennifer, a woman from Tennessee, with a woman in Texas, is like comparing a chocolate chip cookie with a stale piece of bread. Creation with Jennifer is the chocolate chip cookie, and the woman from Texas is a stale piece of bread, because the woman from Texas is full of shit, and she runs her mouth all the time, and she's full of it. She's fast paced and she's full of it. She's a joke. She's superficial. And Creation with Jennifer is a breath of fresh air, and she is to me. And I subbed to her channel, by the way. But anyway, going back to who I am, I don't. Yeah, like I in the past, I disrespected some women, and I'm trying to respect women more and treat them good, and I want to treat men good as well. I want to like. Yeah, well, I'm a good person, but like this environment that I am, it's just screwing me up. It's hard to like respect. It's hard to like be a gentleman towards a woman, and and socializing with another guy. Like two dude like a dude talking to another dude. Yeah. You know, being buddies, talking to another dude in America it's like walking on eggshells, and it's kind of like with the women here, I know you got some men, you can't you can't be a dude and you can't talk to another guy like two dudes talking to each other, talking about women and guy stuff, and I gotta realize I gotta be careful, because I might upset that man, and I'll probably turn him off, and he'll be uncomfortable. Like some men are married men, and some men or super feminists who would defend a woman at the drop of a hat. And yeah, and I understand what they're coming from. Yeah, yeah, respect a woman, care for a woman and care for the children. Treat women and children good and protect them from danger. Yeah, and be a man about it. And I get that. But okay, if I'm doing that, like how can I do that if I have a woman if I'm married to a woman who treats me like dirt, who ignores me, who doesn't care what I got to say and just or she causes me a lot of stress. Hence, I was at a Walmart in Kilgore. And I saw this Mexican couple and he had some children along with them. The man was talking to his wife, telling his wife about something, and his wife just ignored them, just ignored him. And I noticed he had a bald spot on his head. He had hair on his head, and he had a bald spot on his head. And and that's caused from shredding, like high stress levels of cortisol, and that's the cause of that. And yeah, and I live in Texas, and Texas is just a high stress state. It's all about work, 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 move, 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 move fast, be impatient, can't wait, can't wait, can't be relaxed. Boom, boom, let's go, let's do this. Boom, 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 rush, 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 rush. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And I've been doing this for so long, and I'm just sick of it. I just become a third person in the room after all of this, and and I just want to be relaxed. I just want to be laid back and be cool, calm, and collective. And I made a video talking about well, it was a response video to how Southerners are perceived in a video by Creation with Jennifer. I don't know, that video didn't do so well. I think I was like going a little too far. But yeah, it's up on my channel. It's probably a bad video anyway, so I didn't check to see how it turned out. I saw it was getting some views, but yeah, but anyway. Yeah, Texas just rush, rush, rush all the time. It's high stress. It's all over the place. And I noticed like some people from other US states and from other countries are moving here to Texas. And you got those people who see Texas for how it is, and they choose, yeah, people from other US states who see Texas for what it is, and they see the stressness and the craziness and the hyperness and the aggressive driving and impatientness. They see how it is here and they choose to stay where they're at. And those people are smart and they did the right thing, and I wish I live in those other parts of the US instead of here in Texas. To be honest, I don't like living here. I don't want to live here. It just, I feel like nothing clicks for me here. Nothing works for me here. I feel like I'm a nobody. I feel like I'm an idiot. I'm a clown here. I feel like I'm not smart enough to do anything here or be part of something. Yeah. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm being just yanked up and just stuck in different type of jobs here. And I don't like that. I don't like it. And it sucks here. But anyway, yeah, yeah, like, going back to American women and these blue pill Generation Z men and these Generation um millennial men who defend American women. They're American men who defend American women, regardless if they're good or bad. It's just blind justice from these men. And to them, it's all about equality. It's about treating women good. I notice, like, yeah, women are put on a higher pedestal, and men are thrown under the bus. Yeah, and I look at these commercials or ads online on YouTube, and I notice, like, these commercials showcase men who are clumsy idiots, who make complete fools out of themselves, who do dumb things. And the woman, along with the children, she's smart, she's great, she's wonderful, and she's flawless. And I don't understand this. Okay, a long time ago, men were put on a higher pedestal and women were thrown under the bus, and women were viewed as just people who just stayed at home and cooked in the kitchen, cooked and cleaned and raised the children. And women were viewed as sex objects. And these feminist groups and political correctness, they all see this, and it was an outrage. Yeah, along with Vince McMahon and the WWE made Trish Stratus get on her knees after she stripped her bra and panties and barked like a dog, which I view was just kind of disrespectful. And it's funny nowadays, like nowadays, since women are treated great and women are viewed as people who should be highly respected, and women are getting a lot of respect nowadays, and men aren't getting any respect, and men are treated like dirt, and men are being viewed as disposable pieces of garbage. Yeah, a woman can treat a man like crap, and she can get away with it. Yeah. But if a man treats a woman like crap, oh my God, all the white knights, the Captain Save-A-Hoes, the simps, they will all come down on the man. And I realize you got men out there with anger issues who want control in the relationship between him and the wife and the children. He gets mad and goes and kill his 3-month-old son or daughter for revenge. Yeah, beat the children and kill the children in a marriage. You got men, and the men beat the women. You got men out there who are like this, and I don't respect those men, and those men are monsters. They're no good. And I look at it, these men got anger issues, and it's like this. If these men have anger issues and they feel like the wife doesn't listen to him and the wife ignores him, all he needs to do is just stay calm and just set boundaries and just stop speaking to the woman. Just let her just do whatever she wants. Then when some quiet time rolls around, he can go and talk to her about it, and she refuses and deflects and runs her mouth and won't let him speak. He just ends the conversation and just ignores her. And well, divorce will be a good idea, but and after all of that, the man will lose everything. He will lose his money, his assets, everything he worked hard for to that woman, and he'll lose all the kids to that woman, and he won't have a home to go to. He'll basically be living on the streets, or basically he'll be sleeping in the doghouse with the family dog. Yeah. Smelling the dog's shit and probably eating the dog's food. And when he tries to eat the dog's food, the dog will growl at him. So, yeah. Yeah, but anyway, it's wrong for a man to beat up a woman, to beat or assault a woman and the children, or kill them. It's wrong for a man to do that. It just shows that the man is a coward. And he's a piece of garbage. And he is. But there's a long way for me to learn on how to be a good husband or a father. And I gotta learn to listen to my children. If my children are interested in something, if I'm a married man right now, if my children are interested in something, I gotta get into what they're interested in. And I gotta be a good role model for them and teach them right from wrong. And I gotta do that. And I'm not a perfect person, and nobody in the world isn't perfect. At the end of the day, me and every human being throughout the world, we're all humans. We're all Homo sapiens. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, we learn from those mistakes and we move on. And that's what we do. But as a person, I'm not going to defend a certain gender or a certain race from somebody. I'm going to judge someone for who they are on the inside. I don't give two fucks if because of their race or if they're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. All right. I think that's all I got to say in this video. More videos to come. All right. I'm out. Goodbye.